While this makes the group question the motivations of their fallen horsemen and grapple with their own guilt, they hold on to the revelation of their visions. Remaining steadfast, they reveal that while Redmond's death and the death of the millions swept up in the waves temporarily delayed the apocalypse, their family needed to make a choice once again. When asked by Andrew if he was okay, Eric then says something incredibly profound, that his ears were ringing, but his vision was clear. More than just a comment on his current physical state, he's alluding to the fact that although he's having a hard time believing this story, he believed in the vision that he saw of Gwen. It should also be noted that while Andrew tried to discredit Redmond, he was genuinely unsettled that the man allowed himself to be killed to reveal the magnitude of the apocalypse. Still, with the family refusing to harm one of their own, after she feeds their daughter and admits that she also had a son named Charlie that liked pancakes, Adrian is next to be judged, along with another part of humanity. With Leonard turning on the television once more, we learn that a deadly plague called X9 that specifically targeted children had been unleashed, killing hundreds of thousands of kids. Despite this, Andrew says the intruders were actually using pre-scheduled news broadcasts to trick them. In fact, the human rights lawyer points out that both of the major events were already happening, or in the midst of happening, when the four horsemen had left their homes. Pushing back, Sabrina describes how she and the others were led by their visions to find each other, and carry out their seemingly random mission, like they were compelled against their will. And she's not wrong. You see, the four horsemen are both harbingers of the apocalypse and victims of it. Each of them represents an aspect of humanity, and as an aspect of humanity, they've come to the cabin to present themselves for judgment. As they see it, one of them is obligated to die each time the family judges a portion of humanity not to be worth saving. Though it seemed like they had all the power, they're actually begging for their lives and the lives of the people they loved. And of course, the only way that they and humanity can be spared is by the family being tested by God and making an unimaginable choice. With Eric distracting Sabrina and Leonard, Andrew manages to untie his hands and retrieve his gun, using it to scare Sabrina into running away. Realizing the tires of their car were slashed, Andrew suggests they find the vehicle that the four horsemen came in, and locks Leonard in the bathroom. With nothing left to lose, Sabrina runs back into the house and is fatally shot by Andrew. Tricked into coming into the bathroom, Andrew fires a shot into Leonard's arm, but is ultimately overpowered by the behemoth. Sacrificing the injured Sabrina, the final horseman turns on the television, and they're all shocked to learn that over 700 planes have begun falling from the sky around the world. With their time almost up, Leonard freakishly recounts the next news broadcast, word for word as it happens. He then takes him to the deck as the skies blacken, and lightning strikes begin to scorch the earth, signifying the everlasting darkness of God's wrath. Crying as he told them they had minutes to decide after his death, Leonard finally sacrifices himself. With the frequency of lightning strikes and plane crashes around him beginning to rapidly increase, Eric admits that he now thought they were indeed the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Not wanting Gwen to grow up in a ruined world without hope, Eric offers himself as a sacrifice. The vision he saw earlier was of a future where the world was okay, and a grown-up Gwen was still being taken care of by Andrew. Importantly, it's because he was gifted this blessing of seeing her future that Eric offers himself up. Accepting his choice, Andrew reluctantly shoots Eric and stands back with his daughter, as a lightning strike destroys the cabin and all those that perished inside. Not only do Andrew and Gwen find the truck the four horsemen arrived in, but all of their belongings corroborate the stories they told them about who they were. Driving into a nearby diner, the pair are relieved to hear news reports confirming their sacrifice had averted the end of the world, with the extreme weather event subsiding.
I'm very drawn to stories of confinement and telling very large stories through a small window.
Can you open the door, please?
They're breaking in! I got you, baby.
Can you open the door, please?
They're breaking in! I got you, baby.
Yep. That's the fire over there. Started here. Started at that can. Got some shoes. My dad's like he had to jump out of the shoes and shit. They were on fire. And then the fire spread. All that brown shit right there. That's where the fire spread. See, this is normal stuff. Fire went all the way over here. Almost all the way to his vehicle. Oh, look at this shit. Let's check the shoes. It was all burnt up. So he had to jump out of the shoes. Some of his clothes burnt right here too. See this shit? This is no fucking joke, man. My dad's shoes. There's a fire. He started a fire here and then spread all the way over here. He's gonna probably be like, why is he recording this? But I'm trying to let people know these fucking demons. They're no good, man. I wasn't making this shit up. I didn't want to record this up. This isn't how the ground's supposed to look. It's supposed to look like that. When I came out here and saw this shit, I was very, very, like, what the fuck, you know?
through my fields.
What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. I have some incredible video footage I want to share with you guys in this video of mysterious objects in the nighttime sky. This one here in particular out of Savage, Minnesota. We're going to come back and take a look at that here in a minute. Something highly unusual video footage sent in by Davey. I've never seen anything quite like that. Also in this video, something he noticed in the Nevada sky, California, and Oregon sky last night. Some fiery debris that was reported over here at the American Meteor Society. This is a great place to report fireballs. If you guys happen to see a fireball or a meteor in the nighttime sky, come over here and report it to the American Meteor Society and share your experience with the world. You can find the link down below in the description box.
777.
That's what happened last night. A lot of people witnessed these fireballs in the sky last night above California, Nevada, and Oregon. And there's the report over here at the American Meteor Society. And here's a detailed version of that same report. These are all the people that witnessed this fiery debris entering the atmosphere, moving across the sky from west to east. And here's the video footage that was sent in by Julie from last night out of Northern California. Get a load of that, would you? Looks like multiple fireballs moving through the sky simultaneously. However, that more than likely is space debris. This was witnessed by multiple people, once again from multiple states, around 9:30 p.m. last night. I think around 9:35. Again, that more than likely is some sort of...
It's from the asteroid. It's from the asteroid I just showed you. It literally just showed you what an asteroid, when it's breaking up, what it looks like. It looks identical to what you just saw. It looks like it already was broken up though. The one you were seeing earlier was more concentrated, and it was literally like regenerating as it was like breaking off those smaller parts, as you could tell. This one's already broken into pieces. And it's amazing that that city busting asteroid came by literally a month after. Like, it's not here yet. It's coming on the 25th. It's saying it's not going to hit or anything, but as close as it's getting, like this half a lunar distance, that's really close. You're gonna, like, for example, with the Russia situation, that Russian asteroid that did cause impacts to 7,000 buildings. All these things have had sevens and sevens and sevens. Like that, he was just having the 7 and the 47, and that one thing he was showing, the Forever 4, and then Grant's passing that on the 7th, not the 7th, but the 4th hour and all that on the 4th day. And I remember, like, right here, there was like 7,000 people or something like that. Is it here? No, it was like a 14.
Their own guilt. They hold on to the revelation of their visions. Remaining steadfast,
Yeah, right here.
they reveal that while Redmond's death and the death of the millions swept up in waves temporarily delayed the apocalypse, their family needed...
Oh, okay, it wasn't that one. It was the airplane one.
and that over 700 planes have begun falling from the sky.
700 planes have begun falling from the sky. 700. And I look at the timing of this news broadcast. Told you, watch those 4s and the 2s as well. You got 2 4s, you got the 2 showing it, and then the candlesticks and all that, you know, it's all in there. Like, it's been in a lot of the stuff I've been looking at. Like, every single video had that in it. And the interesting thing about it is, I did this on the, really technically on the 17th. It was like real late on the 16th. You see? Like really, really late on the 16th. It was really the 17th. Because you know how when the sun goes down, it's the next day. And like the next day after that, I made all these videos on the 17th. Instead of continuing to grow the power that I began on the 17th. And that was because I felt really impressive with it. I call it almighty because I can turn it into whatever I want, whenever I want. Like, it's really easy now. Before, took me like a while to make those huge improvements to the offense and defense. And then I started to work with this at this true improvements part right down here. And that's really where all these videos that I have up here started from. True powers begin. Offense and defense is the first one I start improving. But now I don't have to improve it over all those days like I did. Now I'm like All Might. I can just be like, boom, I want to do this. Okay, boom, like that. Just trying to decide which ones to do. And that's why I started making videos again immediately afterwards. Because like I did like maybe like 10 powers or something like that. Like immediately, when it would have took me like a week to do that many at least. Unless I was putting some real effort in. And yeah, stuff started happening, like all these flares, like from the earliest ones back over here. Like literally, look at this. Where does this guy say? Solar. He's basically saying that the world could have got ended by it. Like, I could have sworn I had it in there. And then literally the same day, like on the 17th or the 18th, like a day after, they trying to they're talking about Trump being arrested. It's a distraction and all that kind of stuff, man. It's just like gonna be January 6th all over again. People are gonna go in there and they might get set up. They sure got set up last time. But anyways, what am I in here looking for? Oh yeah. The sun almost ended civilization. This video right here. It's at the top of the screen now. 30 hours ago. I'm gonna show you what happened 5 days ago. I'll show you that real quick. Which one was it? Is it this one? 5 days ago. I'm pretty sure that was it, yeah. And that's right when I started the true improvements. Didn't mean to only almost end the world, but like he's thinking that, you see these 12s, like it was late, like usual, Sith. Cause I be working on certain things and I'll talk about it afterwards, so I don't get interrupted or anything or distracted. And then boom, all of a sudden, damn, the Earth almost got took out. You know, like. Sun almost ended civilization 30 hours ago. Let me show you what he's talking about. Like, I basically send these CMEs away from Earth. That's just one of many of these I got on here. I'm gonna let him play his music. Look at that. He's talking about if that was faced at Earth, then, you know, basically it wouldn't have gone too well, according to him. That's because I tend to face these blasts away from Earth towards heaven, and it'll leave like an imprint on the whole Earth, like the whole Earth, because we're in a concave Earth, so it'll hit all sides of the Earth at once, because the heaven is absorbing it, because that's where the blast is going, into the firmament above us, that's in the midst of the Earth, the middle of the concave Earth above us. And that's why it can block the sun and cause night and day, as the sun spins around on this big sphere above us, the celestial sphere of heaven itself. The firmament, as it goes to the other side, just becomes dark. But this blast, it goes into heaven, and imagine the sun's on the other side of this firmament. It'll go through that and reach through to the whole planet. You'll see it on the shockwave. That's why it shows up as that storm, even though it's pointed away, because it's just that powerful, and it's still inside of the Earth, even though it's supposed to be facing away. If we're in a globe or a flat Earth, it's supposed to face away, but it still impacts us because it's all contained inside the Earth. It literally went through heaven and shook the whole planet, and all heaven and Earth. That's why I shake heaven and Earth. And this kind of power is why you're getting your earthquakes and stuff, because it goes into Earth and absorbs and then releases it eventually, just like thunder. And it literally it created a new inner core. we have a new inner core. There's like the inner core, then there's kind of like an outer core that's like liquidy around it, according to what they're saying. And literally, when my mom passed, there was a big giant solar flare, big just like that one, like really massive, like the massivest I had seen before. This is around just as big, and it would have ended civilization according to what dude was saying. And yeah, so what else can I say about that? Like, that's some powerful stuff right there. But yeah, that's what happened when she passed as well. See how it's impacting the whole world from both poles, especially. There's going to be more overflow at the poles because the heavens don't block as much there. The heavens like this big ball in the middle part, but towards the poles, it just kind of spins, and then there's a big opening. That's how you get your 24 hours south and north pole. That's huge. That's really big. And also that inner core formed, man. Like there's like a new heaven and new earth and new firmaments. Earth is a firmament just like heaven. It divides night and day as well. Right. Yep. That's the one he was talking about. Basically could have ended things, and then this is also from the earlier stuff I did, going way back to there. Let me show. That's actually from some of my earlier stuff. Good offense and defensive boosts. Pretty much the same type of stuff I was doing. And then I posted about the events of my prophecy on the 10th, the actual day. As you probably have learned by now, when I make videos, it usually does trigger stuff. It's not as likely, but it does happen. And yeah, so it pretty much explains that quake. Sky quake, whatever you want to call it. It was exactly on the 9th when I did that other one, the offensive defensive boast. I mean, I could show it. I mean, it's like literally endless of this stuff. I do this endlessly, bro. It's like every day, damn near. You mean to tell me that blast that would have also messed up the Earth really, really bad just so happened to be aimed away as well? Oh, we're so lucky. So lucky. Pretty sure that one still has some impact because it was very off to the side instead of more towards heaven. Yep. So basically, since I've been working with this newer increase, like it's just been doing this kind of like end of civilization type blasting, but it does it towards the war in heaven. I keep telling y'all there's a war in heaven going on, man. The sun is interacting with that, and it's also rebuilding heaven into a new heaven, and the same thing with Earth into a new Earth. That was mostly, yeah, towards heaven, but it was still off to the side a lot. But heaven's huge, so that's pretty much, yeah, that's inside of heaven. And then more flares. Told y'all watch the 11s. Big old cane pops off on this thing. Let's see what I was doing on 11. Nothing too big. I guess it was just a continuation from the 9th, maybe even the 10th. I don't think I did anything too special. I was probably just continuing the same stuff. But I told you I watched 11, so I can live with that, I guess. The next one. The 15th, okay. That was 15th. I already know this is in here. 14th. Huge improvement. I meant that when I say huge, like I was damn near to the point where I was doing the All Might thing. Almost. I was close, but I was still building what would become foundation of All Might, the beginning of All Might. This is when things started to kick up. That's why there's a lot more stuff now. At this point, like earthquakes started happening. I'm sure the sun was still flaring. 7.1.
The 7.1 earthquake that just happened near New Zealand. But if you are in the uninhabited island, you may want to leave. What?
Like you might want to leave. It was a big earthquake. That was on the 15th. You said it was another 11 on accident. Didn't even mean to do that. And then, let's see what happened here. I don't remember clicking on this. That's definitely probably mood or something. Now remember. Large explosion on the backside. Black River. Oh, okay. That's not where I had it though. I'm assuming it was a large filament. Yeah, they did that for Putin. It's funny because it might be related to what's going on with Trump. Told you I watching 17s, man. Watch the 7s. 17 is literally like when I did all this, so. Do I have that again up here? Nah, that was the right one. Alright, let's go with this. This is basically from the most recent, All Might, basically. In the video I was making literally when this happened. You'll notice a difference. You're gonna notice a difference, trust me. Earthquakes, all that happening now, all that. Look at that. It's erupting like on all sides. My bad. I have literally never seen flaring like that. It's the most complex, layered, endless flaring I've ever seen on that spot. Look at this shit. Layered, man. The sun looks quite a bit more active over there than a C flare. That was directed away from Earth. All they detected was the C flares, endless C flares from that, like 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever they said. But it was really a whole bunch of like M's or X's. Looked like X's to me. And the sun looks a lot more active and looks like it's glowing a lot more. Look at that. Used to look more red in the earlier videos of this, but on this one it looks so orange. Looks very glow-tastic. And then on the same day they pulled this thing about Trump or whatever, and not too long ago, like a day ago, literally the day I created the powers, they're talking about arrest warrants issued for Putin, and they're poking at the bear. And then Trump, literally the day after, so they're messing with the bear and the caveman at the same time. Now I'm playing. They're poking at people, man. They're trying to get cause problems and distractions and stuff. And then literally this earthquake, save you time, 7.0 earthquake, and another 7.0 earthquake. Pretty much that. And then I showed you those stars falling down that they recently saw as a result of this. So there goes 7.0.
When we're done, if you're watching on Twitch, word up and much love. Let's go ahead and turn on the display capture so that you can see what I see just a little bit better. We do have a fair amount of seismic activity to talk about over the past 40 hours. I did an update yesterday, but I deleted the video on my own. Long story on why it had to do with things that I said in the video about the earthquake that struck down here in New Zealand, which you don't see because they deleted it, called a mistake, which makes me look foolish.
Oh, I was wondering why nobody was talking about that. Remember that other 7.0 that was at New Zealand that happened on the 15th? Like that triggered, I was talking in just earlier in this video. You can go back and see it. They deleted that. I was wondering why nobody was talking about that.
In the video. So, anyway, no point in talking about something for 20 minutes in a video that, again, gets deleted as a mistake. I stand by what I said somewhat, but I have to go with what they report, so I have to delete what I said. Anyway, alright, what did I say? I said that I thought it was improper to not report the earthquakes down there.
Alright, so basically it was a quake to just by North New Zealand. Is this the new one or the old one?
Is the way I said it. Now, deep earthquakes. We have a series of deep earthquakes which are raised high off the globe. You can see them easily.
I don't see any 7.0, so they must have deleted the 7.0. Okay. They're doing that so that I don't get any credit because, that was a very big improvement that I did. And I'm not going to probably do that much improvement until I feel like it. I'll probably do some tonight once I'm done with this. I didn't do it much yesterday, but it seems to have been causing shaking every day since. And because there's a lot, like I did a lot in that time, and it continues to improve or whatnot. Yeah, so this literally happened. This also happened. He doesn't bring it up in this video, the other guy. But yeah, this happened. Another 7.0, 14, right there, and Deep Impact 7 DVDs, 777s. Related to the 17th.
Are you serious? Are you serious, guys? We have had a major earthquake, 6.9 on the Richter scale, has hit Ecuador. I repeat, a 6.9 earthquake has hit Ecuador. It hit at 12.
You guys wanted to bet it was really a 7.0, but they ain't want me to get credit, so it's like 6.9. We get more 7.0s than 6.0s now, I think.
About 12:15 a.m. So about an hour, a little over an hour ago, a powerful, I mean powerful earthquake has hit Ecuador. There is massive damage in the streets. Reports are just now trickling in. And most networks are saying no reports of damage. But
that's bullshit, yeah. Let's let them say it.
Insane.
Yeah, that's insane, you're right. And so then they went for Trump. You know what I think about the thing with Trump? I'll let them talk about that real quick though. Now I'll show you what I feel about it. Even though he was a 7 sign and all that, he was a fake out there.
This is Yahoo 7. This is big time information now coming from Trump. A Trump that just so happened to get put back on Facebook and YouTube just yesterday. Time is everything here.
Yep.
He's coming out and stating that he will be arrested on Tuesday. Not a maybe, but he says he will be arrested on Tuesday. He calls for supporters to protest to take the nation back. Others are saying this is sounding January 6th like honeypot, just because of the call of protest and everything surrounding this. But in his message he says, now illegal leaks from a corrupt, highly political Manhattan District Attorney's Office, which has allowed new records to be set in violent crimes and whose leaders are funded by George Soros, indicate that with no crime being able to be proven and based on an old and fully debunked fairy tale. The far and away leading Republican candidate and former President of the United States will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. Protest and take.
You wouldn't even believe me, bro. You wouldn't even believe me. I'll show you that thing with my dad at the beginning, how they had tried to take him out for whatever reason. Like, the devil is the evil one, or shit, might be God, you never know, but that shit shouldn't have happened. Like, that, it's like a big plume, like if something was over there, somebody had put it there, and then when he went to go light his fire, it just like all kind of exploded, and he got his shoe and pants on fire. He had to jump out of his clothes and stuff to get, you know, out of his pants and the shoes to keep from burning, man. Like, this shit is no joke, man. Like, literally, that's the day that they're talking about arresting this guy. Is literally the day I'm supposed to go up to my mom passed on the 25th. I'm supposed to go up there on Tuesday to you know, clean up and, you know, get things from there, you know, to take what I'm gonna take, you know. And probably the only time I'm ever gonna be there. The only time I'm ever gonna be at the place my mom passed away at, you know. Because I had never got to go get the chance to go up there because I was always busy with this crap. She didn't even tell me she had like this cancer and stuff. I could have got her cured. She ain't tell me until it's too damn late, man. You know, I don't want to get talking about that because it's gonna get me emotional, man. But for this to actually be the same damn day, it blew my mind. I was like, it was really annoying. Like, but look at that, the real Donald Trump with the 4. You see the 4 next to it? And my numbers are usually all over the place. Like, this guy had a lot of my numbers, but he was like a fake out, like I told you. He was like Saul 2.0. People still don't see it. And why didn't he call for protests and all this stuff for all the people that supported him that went to jail? Why didn't he call for any of that kind of stuff for other people that needed, you know, help? He wants y'all to protest for him. And it's funny because Elon made this possible. If it weren't for Elon, he wouldn't even be on here setting y'all up again. Like, he tell you, yeah, George Soros is the real problem. I made him lose his mind the other day. You should look that up. Like, he was like having Parkinson's or something like that. Let's show you. Well, first, let me show you what I think about this meeting Donald Trump wants y'all to do. Like, First, I'm gonna give you a little clue. I'm gonna give you a little clue. It's really cool how God did this because there's just like these Jedi. They're like real life Jedi in this shit.
In the middle of nowhere. Cars, you have also electric. This thing is.
Look at this shit.
And energy. So that's where the Jedi's in Star Wars come. Star Wars, electric sword, electromagnetic and launches for the water. Nothing new under the sun as well. Look at this Jedi, like in Star Wars, electric sword, electromagnetic fights. The knights, they didn't use their swords just with like battling like in Game of Thrones. They actually had power and electromagnetism and energy. So that's where the Jedi's in Star Wars come. Look at this. Everything is fighting with Jedi swords. So now you know where Star Wars got it from. Nothing under the sun.
There's a Tesla coil up there too. And a shit ton of energy flowing around.
And the energy we speak about is electromagnetism, which is infinite.
And now you see why they fear me having this kind of weaponry. And why they fear me in general, because you know, I know how to work with this stuff without, you know, an actual sword in my hand. That's why they talk about him not having a sword in his hand. That's a big factor. You know, the Son of Man and all that. You guys don't even understand what swords are. Why they fought with them. You think they're primitive, huh? Okay. The funny thing about this is it's just so fucking funny because, like, I'm learning about the Star Wars stuff, right? Didn't know it was like gonna actually be even more relevant, because this is literally what came to my head when they was talking about Trump and having people come like protest for him, because we know how he likes to set people up, right? You already know where I'm going.
All craft, pull up.
Take a base of action. Green group, stay across the holding sector of each other.
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 47.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
47.
It's a trap.
Enemy ships in Sector 47.
377777.
It's a trap.
Fighters coming in.
There's too many of them.
Pull up. All craft, pull up.
That's exactly how I feel about this shit right now, really. It's like,
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 47.
It's a trap.
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 47.
It's a trap.
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 47.
It's a trap.
Admiral.
I mean, need I say more? Damn, I actually got some thumbs up on this shit. I only wants to protest when it's to help him. I know protests about people held on January 6th that protested like he asked. I'm so sick of the circus. Stopped voting a long time ago. Blah blah blah. Only charlatans, actives, perverts, and criminals. Another January 6th setup. Don't fall for it, patriots. Exactly. It's like it's constantly talking about it. Fool me once, shame on Democrats. Fool me twice, shame on me. He's funny. But yeah, he that's a trap, man. That's all I can say about it. Let's talk about it, man. Another earthquake. We're already talking about that. And that's pretty much that. Have a good night, guys. Oh yeah, let me just skim through your make sure I missed nothing. Asteroid. Some explosion at waste treatment. That's near to me, so that's why I put it in there. Why hello. Yeah, I like cats. Kitty cats. That's pretty much that. Nothing too much to show. Have a good night.